my pleasure to bring to you Bent Knee.
Little boy dancing over pale skin, tail spinning to ecstasy.
They are one of the more unique acts to come out of Boston in a while, and they are on the eve of releasing their second official album, Shiny Eyed Babies. The name, Shiny Eyed Babies, where does that come from?
I think it's how we approach writing music in general, or at least attempt to go back to like a state of childlike wonder and approaching everything like with a lot of knowledge and background, but still being able to kind of dissect all of that and start from scratch as much as we can, and make something that is truly new, hopefully. And then from the audience perspective, seeing someone listening and then it clicking and sharing that moment and turning them into a shiny-eyed baby, if you will.
One of the exercises we were trying to do to come up with an idea for a song was we were just going to do a free write, which is, you just take a pad of paper. Everyone took a pad of paper, and we set the clock for 5 minutes, and it was just like, write whatever comes to mind. And the theme was the crumpled tissue paper that was sitting in the middle of Phil's room, who he severely denied that it was what we all thought it was. But so we were just writing, and I was just thinking about how the tissue paper must be so lonely to be the tissue paper. Everyone, it's the center of attention of everyone, but no one really actually cares about it. It's probably going to be tossed in the trash, which led to the lyrics of the very end portion, center of attention, waiting to sell for a piece of paper, in God we trust. And so that whole theme of being the center of attention but not receiving any love kind of morphed into the metaphor for a prostitute. And then Jessica and I kind of collaborated to take that a lot further, and just kind of come up with the imagery of just someone just spinning out of control.
Tell me about the Democratic Chorale.
When I was at Berkeley, I took an improv class that was really outside of the box improv stuff. We'd play to the traffic outside, and people would dance, and we'd all play to their conducting and their body motions and all kinds of stuff. And one of the things we did was a Democratic Chorale where on cue, we'd all play a note at the same time, every guitarist in this class, and we would vote whether we liked that chord or not. And if a majority liked the chord, then we would keep it right on the board, and then we'd do it again. And we would not only be judging the next chord by whether we liked the chord or not, but we'd also be judging it based on how it sounded in context with the first chord. And we'd end up with this chord progression that flows beautifully because we all determined we liked it after a lot of trying. And so we did that in the band, and we came up with this chord progression, and there's a track on the album called Democratic Chorale in which Courtney improvises her own piano solo based on that chord progression, and then that progression appears at the end of Skin in the bonk bonk part.
Yeah. And that's officially how it's referred to, the bonk bonk part.
Well, that's how I...
The unglamorous truth is that a lot of the skills of a musician are very similar to the skills of an actor, in that you have to be able to convince people you're really sad when you're singing a sad song. Even you're not always going to be sad when you're singing that song, like tying that back into the album, like on the song Battle Creek, I remember this in particular because it's probably my favorite vocal moment on the album when Courtney is singing in the heavy chorus and she just does an amazing take, just sounds so passionate. And like when we tracked that, it was just in our house, in my room on a normal day. We had a nice breakfast. She's like, all right, shall we do a take? Oh yeah, let's do it. And then she just goes and sings that amazing thing that just transports you to another world, and that's just kind of what a skilled musician does.
Oh my daughters, oh my sons, and lovers, did I raise you to harm? Oh, did you learn it from someone else? Did you pull it from someone else's hand?
How did you do the children's chorus? And was that In God We Trust?
I'm glad it sounded like that. 'Cause
That was the goal.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
that,
the
that was. I guess I asked, how did you do the children's chorus? Because I thought maybe there's something going on there.
I think we pretty successfully pulled it off. That's just gang vocals of us.
Okay.
And then
Jessica's voice is like a little girl.
That's a good little
Yeah,
girl voice.
she has this really, I'm a little kid, I'm a little girl sound.
Yeah, I'm 12.
That's great.
I dream in color, I dream in day, I dream on hillsides far away.
Now, your relationship predates the band, but you guys got together while the band had started, and you know, I just wanted to bring it up because in a group dynamic where there are little subgroups, I just wonder about, you know, with a song like what's the song, Being Human? Is it, you know, what's the first line of that song?
I imagine your dead body lying in my bed.
Yeah, I mean, are you guys like, whoa, geez, Courtney and Vince must be having a tough time, or?
That's funny.
I imagine your dead body lying in my bed, and I note the details why you had to go. You never liked the thought of being human anyway. Death is one more option to explore.
that's an interesting interpretation.
How
of
does
that lyric.
It's interesting, though, to think or talk about hope or lack thereof in terms of, you know, lyrical content and then the musical expression of such. I just wonder about that mood, those desperate moods. I mean, and performing it. Tell me about the release that spending that 1 hour is all about.
It makes it so that you don't regret all those times and all those feelings. You don't regret all the darkness. You just think of it as this great opportunity to share and empathize with people, because our adversity that we all face is what allows us to empathize with other people. And so it's a huge release to see a crowd of people clapping because at one time you had this sad thought.